Hey guys, Becky here with Design Bundles, and I'm super excited to have you join me today because we have a really awesome introduction to sublimation. And I say that because we're going to introduce you to using sublimation markers because you don't have to have a printer. All right guys, so let me tell you what I have here. These are sublimation markers. Now, I've kind of mixed in two different kinds here. These are the Cricut infusible ink markers, and these are the artistry markers. The reason that I am showing you the difference is because these are intended to use with your Cricut machine to be able to insert and then draw. That works really well. All right, I've used that a few times. And then these are, and you can find an adapter that will fit these. But these are also a chisel tip, and they have a few different tips there, just a few differences. I am showing you both of these because this is going to be an overview of using sublimation markers. So Cricut, they have a line that are meant for the Maker and the Explore Air 2, and then they also have a line for the Joy, and they have a line that are meant for freestyle. So depending on what you intend it for will depend on which markers that you want to get. And then the artistry markers are intended for, they can be used for all the above, but then they have different types of tips. So just something to pay attention to depending on which one you go with. Now, I will say that the Cricut infusible ink markers come in a wider range of colors, but I also think that they're a tad bit more expensive. Not a whole lot, definitely not a whole lot. And if you can catch them on sale, that would be really cool too. So you can get these at most of your local crafting stores. You can get these from your sublimation vendors. So just depending on where you're at. But let me back up and say the reason that you might be interested in sublimation markers is because they are a great introduction into sublimation without investing in a printer. Okay, you can use these with either your Silhouette or your Cricut. And we will do a separate video on that part of it, but this is just a general overview of what you can do using the markers. And then of course I have a project to do with you today. So there's the markers that we talked about. We went over a little bit of information with that. Let's talk about our project. Now I have printed this design. It's just a coloring page, and you'll notice that I have mirrored my text. That's because you are still going to flip this over ink side down onto your substrate. This is the substrate I'm using today. It's just a cute little zipper pouch. And of course I've got my butcher paper, and I've got my Easy Press over here already heated up to 385 for 40 seconds, because that is the recommended time that comes with the infusible ink markers. Now I've cheated a little bit. This is a design that my daughter colored in for me. And this was using the fine tip of the Cricut infusible ink markers because they came in prettier colors, evidently. So we are going to use this design today, and you'll see that you can, so this design was printed using a sublimation printer. This design was not. And the biggest difference between the two, what I want to tell you, is that I printed this using a sublimation printer. That way it would have the black sublimation ink for the outline. If you do decide to print using a regular printer, which is what you may want to do, then that is where your black marker is going to come into play. You will color in your design, and then you will trace along the outside. So just a few tips along the way. You can do this with a regular printer, whether it's inkjet or laser, because that ink is not going to press onto your blank. So those lines won't show up, so you will need to trace them with a sublimation marker. Whereas if you have a sublimation printer and you just want to do a cute coloring project, then this works really great too. And you can go ahead and print your outline in sublimation ink. So two different ways to do it, just depending on what you have going on. So I have my zipper bag here. It's just white on both sides. I have a piece of butcher paper already down. I'm going to line up my print the best that I can and cover it with butcher paper again. I'm going to take my Cricut Easy Press, and cover my entire design, but I'm trying. See, I don't want to press that zipper if I can help it. And I'm gonna apply a little bit of pressure just because the zipper bag does have a few of the seams along the sides here. So I can put this easy press right in the middle and just press down and make sure that I get good pressure with that. Now you'll notice that I did not apply any tape or any adhesive spray. You can definitely use those. But I just felt like for this project, because it only required one press and it's just a pretty simple project, we were just gonna wing it. So that was $385 for 40 seconds. Are you ready? Ooh, ta-da! So that came out really, really cute. I really like that a lot. And I'm happy to report that a lot of my lines, because you saw that it was pretty, what do I want to say? You could see a lot of the pin lines, and a lot of those filled in so that you can't even see them on the blank. So very, very happy about that. And guys, that is the end of our project. So guys, how did you feel about our sublimation marker project? I know this was really quick and really simple, but I just wanted to introduce you to using sublimation markers and show you just one of the many possibilities that you can work out without using a sublimation printer. That is what's really key here, is that you can get really awesome sublimation projects without investing in a printer. So they also make really fun kids crafts because, as you can see, you can turn them loose and let them color and then turn those pieces of art into wonderful masterpieces that will last, we won't say forever, but they'll last a long time. They make really great gifts. They make great home decor. You just really can't go wrong. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up today, guys. But if you have questions about using sublimation markers or different projects that you can do with them, please make sure you leave those in the comments below. I really love to hear from you guys, as well as any video requests. All right, love to get those too. And guys, of course, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That helps us keep the little channel going. And I really, really love bringing you these new videos. So take care of that for me, and I will really, really appreciate it, just like I appreciate every time you stop by. So I'm gonna wrap it up, but thanks again, guys, and I will see you next time.